Amirul Mu'mineen himself, you will be surprised to know that in his lower garment, in his izar, there were 4 patches. And in his upper garment, his rida, there were 12 patches. Holes that had been sewn. And he would refuse to eat any of the luxurious food, despite him now being able to eat meat every single day. He would eat oil, salt, and bread. And his stomach would rumble, and he will say, you're not going to eat anything luxurious till the Sahaba all eat it as well. He would refuse to sleep on any expensive bedding. He didn't change. And Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu was once visited by an ambassador from one of the countries of the world to meet this great man whose empire has now reached all 4 corners of the globe, to meet these Muslims. And he asked, which palace does he live in? They said, look in the masjid, you will find him there. And he entered the masjid and he saw Amirul Mu'mineen Umar ibn al-Khattab sleeping all by himself in the masjid. And he looked at Umar and he said to him, oh Umar, you ruled and you were just, so you became safe and therefore you fell asleep. No gods needed. This is the justice of Islam. But they did not change. Dunya did not change them in the least. What about Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, a man who used to be poor, but then became the millionaire, as we all know. Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, Imam al-Bukhari narrates on the authority of Ibrahim, the son of Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, that this millionaire, may Allah be pleased with him, was once presented with food. وَكَانَ صَائِمًا, he was fasting. He looked at the food and before he ate, he said, my companion, my friend, Mus'ab ibn Umair was killed in the path of Allah in the battle of Uhud. And he is better than me. But when he died, we couldn't even find a garment to cover his corpse that was sizable, big enough for his whole body. And as for us now, we have become leaders and governors and we have wealth. I fear that Allah is rushing for us our good deeds in dunya so that we have nothing in the hereafter. And he cried and cried and he left the food. They didn't change. And they remembered their former state when they had no money. And their activism for Islam only became stronger and stronger when dunya presented itself to them. Allahu Akbar. And Abi Hurairah, who used to be a man of poverty, listen to what he says about himself. I remember when I used to be sat next to the pulpit of the Prophet ﷺ, and I would faint and fall onto the ground because of intense hunger. And a man would come to me and place his foot on my neck, thinking that I was possessed by a devil. Abu Hurairah says, I was not possessed by a devil. I was just very, very hungry. This is who they used to be. Abu Hurairah then became an Amir, Allahu Akbar. He became a governor from one of the provinces of the countries of the world. Did he change? This is what we want to establish. Tha'labah ibn Abi Malik al-Quradhi. He says, I remember seeing Abu Hurairah when he was a governor, walking through the marketplace, carrying wood in the marketplace like a simple average man, and he was joking with the people because he had a sense of humor, and he was saying, make a way for the Amir. He didn't change.